If there's one thing I love about gardening, it's discovering simple household tools that deliver real results in the soil and on our plants. Today, I want to talk about one of the most underrated helpers in the garden: baking soda. Yes, the same product sitting quietly in your kitchen can become a powerful ally when used correctly. But here's the key. Baking soda isn't magic. It's chemistry. When we understand how it works, when to use it, and when to avoid it, it becomes a practical, science-based tool that saves money, reduces chemical use, and keeps our gardens thriving. In this guide, I'll walk you through practical, soil-smart ways to use baking soda safely and effectively. Whether you're growing vegetables, flowers, or maintaining a backyard garden, these tips are designed to give you real results. Not myths, not shortcuts, but grounded soil science you can trust. Baking soda is sodium bicarbonate, a mildly alkaline compound. When dissolved in water, it increases the pH of the solution and creates an environment that many fungal pathogens and pests don't like. However, from a soil science perspective, we must be careful. The sodium in baking soda can accumulate in soil if overused, leading to poor soil structure and reduced plant health. This means baking soda is best used as a targeted treatment, mainly on plant surfaces, rather than something to add regularly to your soil. Think of it as a tool for specific problems, not a general fertilizer or soil amendment. When used correctly, it can help control fungal diseases, manage pests, clean garden tools, and even improve certain plant qualities. Now, one of the most effective uses of baking soda in the garden is controlling powdery mildew. It's a pretty common fungal disease that affects things like cucumbers, squash, roses, and, well, a whole bunch of ornamentals. Powdery mildew, it really thrives in slightly acidic environments. Baking soda actually raises the pH on the leaf surface, making it tough for the fungus to grow and spread. To make a simple spray, just mix 1 teaspoon of baking soda with 1 liter of water and add a few drops of mild liquid soap, so the solution sticks to the leaves. You'll want to spray both the top and underside of the leaves early in the morning or late in the evening to avoid any leaf burn. From experience, consistency matters more than strength. A gentle, regular application every 7 to 10 days works far better than a strong solution applied occasionally. Overconcentration can damage leaves, especially in hot climates. If you grow cucurbits or roses, this single tip can save an entire season. The real power of baking soda is prevention. Once fungal diseases are advanced, control becomes difficult. But a preventive spray during humid or rainy periods can significantly reduce disease pressure. In tropical and humid regions where, many gardeners struggle with leaf spots and blights, this approach can make a major difference. Apply the spray before symptoms appear, especially during the early growth stages when plants are most vulnerable. Healthy leaves mean, stronger photosynthesis, better growth, and higher yields. Tomatoes are a favorite in many gardens, but they're also prone to fungal problems like early blight and leaf spot. A mild baking soda spray can help reduce fungal spores on the leaf surface. I always recommend combining this with good soil practices. Things like proper spacing for airflow, watering at the base instead of overhead, and adding organic matter to support plant immunity. Remember, baking soda supports disease management. It doesn't replace healthy soil. While baking soda isn't an insecticide, it can help discourage certain soft-bodied pests when combined with other ingredients. A light dusting of baking soda mixed with flour can deter cabbage worms and some leaf-chewing insects. The mixture disrupts their feeding without introducing harsh chemicals. Use this method sparingly and avoid heavy application, especially during windy conditions, to prevent unnecessary soil contact. For gardeners who prefer low-input, eco-friendly solutions, this is a simple addition to your pest management toolbox. You may have heard that adding baking soda to soil makes tomatoes sweeter. Let's look at the science. Baking soda can raise soil pH temporarily, and in very acidic soils, a slight increase in pH can improve nutrient availability. Better nutrient uptake may enhance fruit quality. However, this is not a universal solution. Adding sodium regularly can harm soil structure and microbial life. If your soil is acidic, agricultural lime is a far safer long-term solution. Instead of adding baking soda directly to soil, it's better to focus on balanced nutrition, compost, and proper watering. That's the real path to flavorful tomatoes. Healthy gardens? Well, they start with clean tools. Baking soda works as a gentle abrasive and deodorizer, making it excellent for cleaning pots, seed trays, and hand tools. Make a paste using baking soda and just a small amount of water. Scrub containers to remove salt buildup, algae, and old soil residues. For tools, this helps remove rust spots and prevents the spread of soil-borne diseases. This simple habit actually reduces disease carryover from one season to the next, something honestly a lot of gardeners tend to overlook. If you happen to grow flowers, baking soda can, really help keep them fresh a bit longer indoors. Adding just a pinch of baking soda to your vase water, it helps maintain a balanced pH and slows down microbial growth. This, in turn, keeps the stems open and improves water uptake. It's a small trick, but if you enjoy bringing your garden indoors, you'll notice the difference. Compost bins and organic waste areas can sometimes develop strong odors, especially when nitrogen levels are high or airflow is poor. A light sprinkle of baking soda can help neutralize odors temporarily. However, from a soil science perspective, this should not replace proper compost management. If your compost smells bad, the real solution is better aeration and adding carbon materials like dry leaves or straw. Use baking soda only as a short-term fix. Here's a simple educational experiment for gardeners who want to understand their soil better. Take a small soil sample and add a little vinegar. If it fizzes, your soil is likely alkaline. Then take another sample and add baking soda mixed with water. If it fizzes, your soil may be acidic. This isn't a precise test, but it's a great way to understand your soil's general condition before making amendments. For serious gardening, a proper soil test is always the best investment. This is where many gardeners go wrong. Never apply baking soda directly to soil regularly. The sodium content can accumulate and damage soil structure, reduce water infiltration, and harm beneficial microbes. So, avoid spraying during the hot midday sun, as this can, cause leaf burn. Always test on a small area first before treating the entire plant. And most importantly, remember that baking soda is really just a support tool, not a replacement for healthy soil, compost, crop rotation, and proper watering. At the Soil Science Garden, our focus is always the same. Build healthy soil first, and plant problems decrease naturally. So, think of baking soda as a kind of preventive and corrective spray for those surface issues. But, your real long-term investment should go into organic matter, mulch, microbial life, and balanced nutrition. When soil health improves, plants become more resistant to disease, pests decline, and honestly, the need for treatments drops significantly. This right here is the difference between just treating symptoms and actually building resilience. During those humid seasons, you'll want to begin preventive sprays every 7 to 10 days for crops that are more susceptible. But in dry seasons, just use them when the disease risk actually increases. So, at the end of each planting cycle, make sure you clean your tools and containers. It's important to monitor your plants regularly so you can act early instead of waiting for a big problem to show up. Honestly, gardening success is hardly ever about using strong treatments. It's all about timing, observation, and, well, just being consistent. You know, a lot of gardeners think that stronger solutions work better. But in reality, using high concentrations of baking soda can actually damage leaves and mess with the plant's physiology. Another mistake folks make is mixing baking soda with a bunch of other ingredients without really understanding how they'll all interact. My advice? Just keep your solutions simple and mild. And finally, it's important to avoid turning occasional treatments into routine soil applications. Protecting soil structure should always come first. What I love most about baking soda is that it represents a bigger philosophy. Gardening doesn't always require expensive products. With a little knowledge and a soil science mindset, simple materials can solve real problems. When we combine practical household tools with good soil management, we create gardens that are productive, resilient, and sustainable. That's the goal. Not quick fixes, but, smarter growing. Baking soda won't replace compost, mulch, or healthy soil, but when used wisely, it can protect plants, prevent disease, and really simplify garden care. Start small. Use it as a preventive spray, keep concentrations low, and always prioritize soil health above all else. Over time, you'll notice healthier leaves, fewer fungal issues, and more confident gardening decisions. And that's what the Soil Science Garden is all about. Understanding the science so every action in the garden makes sense. If you found this guide helpful, don't forget to subscribe to the Soil Science Garden and share this with a fellow gardener who loves practical, science-based tips. Let's grow smarter, build healthier soils, and turn every garden into a thriving ecosystem.